And I'm back with more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, and Justice for All. We're back on the investigation trail, and unfortunately something happened. A big something happened. A major earthquake at the Hazakura Temple. So, we'll see what's going on. I'm fighting through a bit of a cold. Kind of makes sense, because Phoenix himself has a cold at this point of the game, so who knows? I'll do my best. I'm on a schedule, so let's fucking go. And there's a bunch of locks. Right. Is this what Godot was talking about? Yeah. The trick locks. Now then, Iris, please remove them at once.
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible.
What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. And I know there was only one lock the last time I came here.
So you're saying you can't undo the new ones? Yes.
If only I was stronger. How are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. You look like you want to talk with your face all green.
Miles Edgeworth,
go get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. Go get a grip. Don't be ready. Ow!
There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state.
Go on, get some rest.
That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth.
Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride, he's probably off crying into a corner.
Pride is simply another trap that hinders us. That said, one must have pride to be effective in our job. At any rate, it seems as this is where we part ways. I'm going to stay here and see if I can solve these bothersome puzzles.
Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things?
No, not at all.
Why did you make a run for it?
I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake. I was so worried, I just had to come and see.
In other words, you didn't run to escape the law. At least we're clear on that.
I can't tell you how relieved I was that I saw the sacred cavern was okay, but...
But what?
Then I saw those chains. I saw those extra locks someone put on the door.
Mm-mm.
Who in the world would do something like this? These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Korean tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who set the lock can open it. And you aren't the one who set them. I don't think it's that simple.
When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow there's 5 of them.
What does that even mean?
It means that someone wanted to secure this place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. That means that Iris can only open one of these locks. The first one.
That's correct.
What?
Iris, try to think. Isn't there any way around this? Oh, there are hundreds of different ways to set them. I suppose if I went through every combination that I knew, I could remove them. But it will take time, won't it? Yes, about a day if I had to guess.
A whole day?
Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us? Well, I'll do whatever I can. You gotta wait another day? Hang in there, Maya. You're gonna have to call on your inner strength now. You know what? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix, right? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, don't give me that look. You told us you were in your room at Hazakura Temple, but you were seen the same evening at the Inner Temple. And then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura, too. Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the Inner Temple, it's as if you were... Well, I think it's about time you told us the truth. I knew it. There's something going on here we don't know about. Finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should gather more clues. There's nothing here. Especially with someone giving the evil eye the whole time. How could I have done that? Edgeworth. Hey, don't you dare run away! What do you want? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, get over it. Go on, laugh away. I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. You went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? He said that he wanted to look into something concerning Iris. Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. So I forget which order I have to do this. Okay, I don't have... Alright, I don't have the thing I need here, so I have to leave. Alright, that's why they had me in a certain order. Okay, so... It's weird that no one's around all of a sudden. Sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all alone. Speaking of alone, I guess I should check out that shack. Maybe I'll find Larry sulking again. No! Mr. Nick! Pearls, what are you doing here? Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she okay? Well, we don't know just yet. Oh, I see. Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry? It's a lover shack where losers get together to... Well, this is the loser shack. Okay. This is the what now? Hey, we covered each other's failure. You got a problem? Look, Mr. Nick. Mr. Maurice did a picture of me. It's great, Pearls. We're going to gather firewood. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable campfire. So stay out of our way! I don't believe this. Why can't he get fired up over becoming a better man? No one will believe a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this guy, okay? He'll just let you down. Mystic Maya. So yeah, I'm guessing there's an order of things.
No. Okay, I can do this out of order, which is fair. Larry, is something you wanted to tell me about this picture? I got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now with Pearl. 2 losers cooking potatoes. What am I gonna do with him? Alright then. What do you think of this picture, Pearls? I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing. See, someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know. It's supposed to be Sister Iris floating through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream. It's a wonderful fantasy. No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew. I tell you, she really flew that night. But, Mr. Maurice... Not you too. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase. I beg you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what he saw. So I was half asleep last night. But I was wide awake. And I saw what I saw. I exactly drew what I saw in the picture. It looks like I don't have any choice but to take this sketch at face value. What's that look of doubt on your face? Pearls? Yes, Mr. Nick? I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you, and what exactly were you doing? I was, just a kid, so... I'm sure it doesn't matter what I was doing, does it, Nick? Sorry, Pearls, but yeah, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Donham's room reading a book. But Miss Donham was murdered, and you were at the Inner Temple. Just what exactly happened that night? I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick. Oh, God. Jesus! I've been a bad girl. That's why I'm being punished. What are you talking about? My spiritual power... It's gone. Your powers are gone? What do you mean your powers are gone? It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint. Hey! What are you looking at me for? Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura? Tried but failed, perhaps. Way to go, Nick. You made her cry. It's cruel of you. Just as I thought. I'm gonna have to break her Cyclox. Oh. Oh, man. Damn it. Anyway. Oops. I wonder if Sister Bikini's back in the main hall. I haven't seen Gumshoe around either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea. I wonder if Gumshoe is Miss Sister Bikini's type. Jeez, man. Oh, she's in. What's the damage? How's the seal cavern? Looks like they survived, but we have a bigger problem now. God, she's freaking out. But who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are of the Karain tradition. You have Iris at the Sacred Crab doing your best to open them. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about. Oh, we were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? You were telling me how the Master of Karain disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Face suddenly disappeared, or suddenly appeared. It was about a week ago, when Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the Master, she said, "Someone is trying to destroy the main family line. I'm here to put a stop to them." Someone was trying to destroy the main family line?
there's only one heir to the title of master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new master of Crane, and her daughters, the main family. All other mediums become the branch family members, with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of this clan. Branch families always have, and always will, plot to erase those of the main family. Is the power worth this much bloodshed? You believe in the technique, don't you? You know its power's real. Oh yeah, I do. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Mask-to-Mask case. During Maggie Bird's trial as well. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always been on hand to help me out when I need it the most. The Crane technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. The ability to commune with the dead, that's real psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there, behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you to be rich by now. Are you saying we're poor? You're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore. All because of that little mistake. What mistake? It was 17 years ago. It's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. I'm sure the records will still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called DL6. That's the name on file. DL6 incident, I knew it. DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. That's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney at the case. The murder took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. The medium who performed it was Misty Faye, Maya's mother. The Mystic Misty's channeling, or through it, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigation was spurred. But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had seen the Crane tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media. The public, the judiciary, the people of Crane Village, everyone judged her, said her powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling is not a sham at all. Of course it isn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Crane tradition is starting to recover at last. But with a new master wielding the power of the clan, does she mean Maya? The spiritual power of the Crane channeling technique is in the blood. Maya told me the exact same thing. We women of the Fae clan have always been spirit mediums. It's because of the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly. According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit the power. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Ami. But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branches, right? That's right. And it's always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Well, of course I do. She became a lawyer in hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. and lost her life as a result. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over leadership of the tradition. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, and she grew up. Or as she grew up. I guess Mia got tired of seeing the rivalry between her mom and her aunt. That's right. Misty Faye had an older sister, too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the master's seat. Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. Morgan. That's a name I know well. And it was a year ago now, in Maya's home. Karain Village. What she did was terrible. It was all so she could make her own daughter the next master. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realized that Iris... Huh? What is Iris going to do with this? That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter. What? Iris is what? Is she kidding me? She's Morgan Faye's daughter? Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Huh? I thought you already knew. Sounds like you met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have, but... Oh? Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child. You jest! She's Mystic Morgan's? I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she? Even ever since she was found as a co-conspirator in a murder. It was all done to set Pearls up as the new master. I see. So I've been wrong this whole time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. What? 3? Yes, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. What? Twin sister? Oh, did you know? It all happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership had been taken from her by her sister, Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Karain's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master, he left her in the village, taking her twin daughters with him. How awful. He was a jeweler, you know. And in the end, he remarried, and that's what had happened. He decided to give one of his girls up, to be looked after by us here in the temple. And that was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable. Iris had a twin sister. Could it be? Could you tell me one more thing? What was the name of Iris's sister? I am sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't remember, and it's all I can recall that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. Wait. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearls had 2 older sisters, huh? Yes, that's right. No doubt it was because Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by that jeweler husband. And even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day rule a clan. That's why she had pearls? It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free the bars that confine her. So Iris and her twin sister. The plot thickens. But this information will be useless unless I flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get more info. That's the big one. But as I can imagine you can tell, we know who that is.
and why this is getting even more interesting. The pieces are in place, we just have to flesh it out just a little bit more. And I'll see you guys next time.